First of all, general comments about empowerment. I think there is this idea, and uh, repeated, in many places, that if you take an empowerment, uh, then following that, there are practices to do, there are mantras to repeat, and so uh, there is this sense of like, oh, don't take empowerments unless you're ready to do that. Now, there are times, where the Lama giving the empowerment would actually announce and say, don't come here unless you're agreeing to XYZ. And that could include, that you're committed to doing this practice. And yes, of course, in the teachings they say, you don't just willy-nilly take empowerment from anyone. You want to be sure to check and to have confidence in the person giving the empowerment. So yes, all those, of course. If for whatever reason, and you don't need to explain or justify even, but don't, and this is my point, don't think in terms of, so assuming that all the other reasons for not taking empowerment is not there, and now you're like, oh, but I shouldn't take, I have enough. I hear this a lot. Oh, I have enough empowerments. You are Buddha already? It's my answer. You are already Buddha? Oh, wow. Congratulations. Now you need to save me. Or guide me, not save, right? Our word is guide. Our biggest word is guide, not save. Now you got to guide me, So nonsense, Oh, I have enough empowerments. No. I understand what they mean to say is, I have received so many empowerments, and I should really practice. But that is not to explain why you're not turning up. Don't tell me you are actually practicing at home while the empowerment is given, therefore you don't have time to come. It's usually something else, right, that I have to do. So it's nothing to do with I already have enough empowerments. Another point of view is every time you take an empowerment, and especially emphasized in Gyoba Rinpoche's teachings, you should understand and see all your empowerments that you take as one single empowerment. Just like the realization of the truth of emptiness at the first bhumi is the one single realization that is then, taken to its full extent. So it's one empowerment that we're taking. And in all empowerments, it involves basically clearing the obscurations of confused body, speech, and mind. Whatever the deity may be and all of that, those are secondary details. So when you take empowerment, when you attend an empowerment, if you do it with that understanding, then it's deepening whatever you have already feel empowered to do with regards to clearing the obscurations of body, speech, and mind. So that has to be kind of the baseline understanding in taking empowerments. Again, assuming that other reasons to not take an empowerment has been ruled out, which is the teacher is not qualified, or teacher is not qualified, but I don't like that guy. Legit, that's legit. Then don't go, because then it kind of will harm your own development, So don't. Or if the organizer, the teacher said, don't come unless you are willing to commit to the following, and then you're like, oh, I'm not willing to commit, so don't. So there are reasons why not to do it. And then there's also the reason of like, oh, I can't make it because I made this other really important commitment. Well, that's legit too. But then that footnote there, please, don't keep letting that become an excuse, I have to say this, even though I don't like people to feel pressured, but if you're serious about what you want to do, look into if there is a pattern of always prioritizing something else. So, but everything at a good pace, of what you're able to do. And sometimes push yourself a little bit more. Sometimes do a little bit of that.